I get this question all the time, what's happening to jobs? My personal take, AI will not kill jobs, AI will unbundle jobs. Your job is a bundle of tasks, my job is a bundle of tasks. What AI will do is it'll unbundle it, it'll break it. And all the transactional stuff that you do, stuff that feels like work, I sent 50 emails and I updated 3 trackers and I attended 7 meetings, feels like work, it's not really work, we all know it. And AI will end that charade as well. So AI will unbundle tasks, and all the tasks that seem like work but are not really value adding, AI will take that away. But what happens when AI unbundle tasks? You and I need to bundle ourselves much better. You and I need to bundle ourselves much better, and that's why I say skilling will be the only oxygen mask. And people who live in Delhi know the value of oxygen masks. But folks, this is where it's headed. If you're not learning AI today, if you're not learning every day, that's one thing I can tell you for sure, you'll be redundant. India is at an extraordinary moment. We all know this. We proved to the world what we can do with digital public infrastructure, DPI, which has become a way of life for all of us, be it Aadhaar or UPI. But now India stands at the beginning of something even bigger. Something even bigger with AI. India's leap into an AI-led future. And this is what this week is all about. How does India emerge as a frontier AI nation? India is getting ready for its AI century, and we at CI are so proud to play a small role in that. I'll just take 10 minutes to kind of tee this up, and then we'll get the panel going. Before we talk about the Impact Summit and what's going on, I thought we'll take a step back and talk about what's going on in AI. And this is my favorite way to describe it. We live in a remarkable time, folks. We've all seen many technology waves, internet and mobile and cloud, but AI is unlike anything I've seen before, at least in my lifetime. We have potentially the prospect of being able to create an intelligence. We have potentially the first time in humankind the ability to manufacture intelligence. And intelligence is the most valuable commodity on the planet. It's made this species successful. It's created everything of value. But potentially the ability to create an intelligence is something that we've never seen before, and that's something we're all very excited about. And you have to remind yourself, we're just 1,000 days in from the ChatGPT moment. AI feels like it's been here forever, but it's just been roughly 3 years. But the progress that we've made in the last 3 years has been eye-watering. The models that you're seeing today, the capabilities that you're seeing today, are unlike anything we've seen in the last few months itself. So it's incredible to see how that's going in. And we're entering a new reality, folks. We're all used to putting intelligence to work through people. If you have any problem, any project in your business, what you do, you hire people, you bring people together. But with AI now, potentially you have the ability to buy intelligence. And imagine a world where intelligence moves from something which is scarce and expensive and hard to get to something which is abundant, something which is easy to work with. And that is a world we are getting all prepared for. And if intelligence is available on tap, if unmetered intelligence is available to all of us, it will change everything about how we run businesses and how we run our country. So if intelligence is coming, if unmetered intelligence is coming, I thought I'll give you my 5 ideas or 5 projections on what's coming our way with AI. Number one, there's still this debate on are the models getting better or are we hitting a wall? My sense is in 2026 we'll put this debate to an end. The models are definitely getting better. And in fact, the models that you see this week, and I'm not even talking this month, what you've seen this week, the launches that have just happened, these are unlike anything we've seen in the last 6 months. And by the way, this gap between the perception of these models, there are people who still say, I used ChatGPT 2 years ago or 6 months ago and it was hallucinating, to what you're seeing today. This gap is quite dangerous because sometimes people don't prepare for what's coming. So what you're seeing today is remarkable in terms of progress of these models. And we're also seeing this direct, unequivocal relationship between the compute flops we are putting in and the intelligence we create, or the capability of these models. And in the next 3 years, there's roughly 1,000x growth coming in compute capacity across these models. So imagine if there's a direct relationship between the compute flops you're putting in and the intelligence you're creating. If you're going to put 1,000x in the next 3 years, I think this debate on would these models get better versus we hit a wall will potentially come to an end. And by the way, AI is now accelerating AI. The biggest use case for AI today is coding. Every developer in India knows to use GitHub Copilot or Cursor or any other tool. It's not a coincidence that the first use case for AI is coding, because your ability to now create the next generation of AI with AI is becoming very interesting. The second thing is, folks, digital colleagues are coming in. We're all used to physical colleagues working with us. We're not used to digital colleagues. And I think the real unlock for us will happen when AI moves from a tool on your phone or your laptop to a true teammate. And I spoke about the model capabilities, but agents are the way we're making these models useful for all of you and for businesses. These agents have perception, they see everything you see, they have cognition, they have intelligence, and they have agency. So they act with your permission, but not your involvement. So digital colleagues are coming, and we'll work with AI not just as a tool, but as a teammate. The inefficiency economy, and folks, trillion-dollar economies today in the world are built on what I call the inefficiency economy. Think about it. Your lawyer makes more money when the case goes on for longer. Your doctor makes more money when you're sick for longer. Your IT services partner makes more money if the project runs longer. It's an inefficiency economy, folks. The longer it takes, the more you make. That charade will end with AI, because AI doesn't bill hours, it gives you outputs. If AI can draft a legal document in 30 seconds, your lawyer will not be able to charge you by the hour. So I think this whole inefficiency economy will actually shift towards real outcomes, and all your providers bringing outcomes to you, not ours, which will be interesting for India to see. Every business will build an AI factory. We talk about sovereignty at the country level, which is important, but we also have to now think about sovereignty at the company level. If the model knows everything eventually, what do you stand for? What does your company stand for? What is your moat? And that's why you will see a generation of these sovereign company models being built, where you take an open source model, put the weights of your company's IP, put knowledge turns on it, and make it more sensible, more contextual to what you do in your business. And that's coming, folks. Now, by the way, the next generation of AI businesses are being built. Like I remember talking to startups, they used to talk about which cloud should I build on. Now they're talking about which API do I start with, which model do I work with. So the next generation of businesses in India are being built on AI, not just on cloud. And then the last thing, which is, we've been having this conversation on jobs outside. I get this question all the time, what's happening to jobs? My personal take, AI will not kill jobs, AI will unbundle jobs. Your job is a bundle of tasks, my job is a bundle of tasks. What AI will do is it'll unbundle it. It'll break it. And all the transactional stuff that you do, stuff that feels like work. I sent 50 emails and I updated 3 trackers and I attended 7 meetings. Feels like work. It's not really work. We all know it. And AI will end that charade as well. So AI will unbundle tasks, and all the tasks that seem like work but are not really value adding, AI will take that away. But what happens when AI unbundle tasks? You and I need to bundle ourselves much better. You and I need to bundle ourselves much better. And that's why I say skilling will be the only oxygen mask. And people who live in Delhi know the value of oxygen masks. But folks, this is where it's headed. If you're not learning AI today, if you're not learning every day, that's one thing I can tell you for sure, you'll be redundant. So that's probably the most important one to think about. So those are the 5 things. Just quickly moving on to what's happening in India. And I think India is at a very interesting time, and we'll see this throughout the week. I hope I can make this work. Give me 1 second. Perfect. But I think what's happening in India is quite interesting, right? Which is, we're obviously seeing massive capital outflows in the country. We're seeing real talent come up. We're seeing real policy changes, and we'll see a lot more of that this week. And then we're seeing market demand come together like never before. Let me see if we can get this to work. Yeah, so there's some interesting stats that I pulled out, and a lot of this is Microsoft research, but 92% of knowledge workers today in India are using AI. 77% of them use it daily. One of the highest rates in the world. 59% of businesses today in India are saying we need AI agents and we're going to work with them. Number 2, after the US, if you think about enterprise adoption in certain sectors, we're number 2 in the world. So it's really coming together. And then, of course, we've got the raw material of talent with 1.5 million engineering graduates coming out of colleges. The government's pushing this big time. If you all saw the budget, it was an incredible vote of confidence for AI and cloud and technology in India. Roughly 1,000 crores this year being spent on the AI mission, roughly $11 billion, $11.5 billion for the AI mission. And the government's really looking at the full stack approach. AI is turning into this 5-layer cake, right? You've got energy at the bottom, you've got chips, you've got tokens, you've got models, and you've got applications. And India is now thinking about a full stack approach, which is really good to see. India is also seeing the largest infra build out in the world on AI. We're roughly at a gigawatt of capacity in the country. We'll be roughly 10 gigawatts in the next few years. Just Microsoft, we're putting in $17.5 billion over the next few years to build the largest data center capacity in India. But this data center AI boom in India is coming. And then we've got 22 million developers. We're the developer capital of the world. So you're building the rail tracks, you've got the developers to build on it. And I think just this combination of infrastructure, capital, talent, policy coming together along with the market is unlike anywhere else in the world. And that's what makes India the most exciting market today in the world for AI. let's see if we can move this. The Impact Summit, which we are all thrilled about this week, folks. We're all so excited. We're close to 700 events happening this week. But I think what matters to me is the three themes that the summit is pushing this week: people, planet, and progress. And every technology wave asks the same question: who does the technology work for? Who does it benefit? With AI, India has the opportunity to lead this as Global South. And this week will be incredible to see this. And it's amazing to see policymakers, business leaders, CEOs, researchers come together this week to really come together and learn and put a point of view on AI. This is truly national transformation strategy in action in India this week, and I hope all of you make the most of it. Quickly on CII, our mission as the AI Council is AI for everyone. How do we make it a reality? How do we really shape AI transformation, truly become co-pilots to AI's transformation, India's AI transformation for a Viksit Bharat? And we have three goals that we work on very deeply, and Kavita kind of keeps us honest on this, but AI adoption in the country, really thinking about a lot of AI development is celebrated, this model, that model. What should be celebrated is adoption and skilling, so we're working deeply on that. AI innovation, we're doing a lot of work, focused knowledge sharing sessions, including this one, really thinking about AI Innovation Awards, but really thinking about how we're building the next generation of AI out of India. And then finally, sensible regulation. Lots of conversations with policymakers, bringing everybody together to have a point of view on this. And this is just one example of what we're doing with educators. Educators in India are a force multiplier. 6,000 master trainers on AI, and CI is driving this. In FY26, overall 8,000 educators or teachers will be trained. Workforce, we're doing this at a scale and speed that we've not done before. Massive training programs being built, 10,000 workers to be trained. Again, lots of work going on, and then of course focusing on the entire ecosystem. So a lot being done by CII. And again, I think the shift that we're making is rather than just individual skilling, you and I being skilled, to building a national AI workforce in India. And that's what we're really excited about. And this is something that Kavita told me this morning, and I'm so excited about it. Going back to this piece around moving from skilling individuals to building a national AI workforce in India, we've been recognized by METI, and this is something that we should all celebrate for all the good work that CI and all of you are doing on skilling in the country. Finally, I just leave you with three messages, and then I'll bring my friend TP in. Folks, we're living in a remarkable time. Remarkable time for India, remarkable time for AI. AI will be the most defining technology of our lifetimes. And if you imagine a world when we move to intelligence on tap, unmetered intelligence, and that has massive implications for our country, for our business, for jobs. Second, India is way on its way to becoming an AI-first nation. This combination of capital, talent, policy, infra, market demand coming together. Nowhere else in the world you can see all of these come together, and that's something we should all feel proud of and build on. And then finally, as CI folks, we are committed. This is why we get up in the morning, and this is why we show up. We're committed to making AI for everyone in India a reality, and we're doing this through three ways: adoption, innovation, and regulation. Those are the three areas that we're really focusing on. And again, just to end this, folks, when 1 billion people in India rise with AI, that's when this nation will transform, and that's something we're all very excited about. India matters to all of us as Indians, but I think now India is asking each one of us to matter for India, and that's why we need to show up as Team India and make this happen.